and something completely different. Tapes. Well, just a normal tape roller. Captain tape, pretty big roll as well. I bought it for the AMTs to use for a change, because everyone is using Captain, but Captain tape is quite thick. So there is one thing that is cool about Captain tape. It doesn't have this wrinkly sound, or yeah, well, not a good example, but it still sounds wrinkly, but less than Mylar. Promise, I promise. And of course, it's really temperature resistant, so you can really, yeah, it's harder to fry the membrane. This is a double-sided tape with only, I used it in the big guns thing. You cannot see it, but it's only the acrylic binder thing. There's no backing paper or something. I really like this tape, but I'm pretty sure I cannot find this particular brand anymore, because it's, you know, everyone knows Ultra tape. I don't think anyone knows, but I would like to have some more of these rolls. This is the masking tape, and it's not paper, it's polyethylene, and the reason I bought it is because you can mask something, and you can use epoxy or polyester resin, because it doesn't adhere to polyethylene. So if you use normal tape, like this paper tape, it would adhere, and then you would have a mess to clean up. So I use this if I glue the Rubenoids. Usually I'll tape off the sides and just add glue all over the place, and glue the thing I want, and then I'll remove this, and then you got like a nice glue line. So not used often, but it's nice to have. Well, one roll's almost gone, so Nishiban tape, normal gaffer tape. Don't buy duct tape, buy gaffer tape. Clear wolf tape, blah blah blah. Just the cheapy hot glue. Nah, nothing special there. Magnets. I buy magnets very often at Ines. It's a Polish company. Look it up if you want. They don't have a huge mega selection of magnets, but what they have, it's a really decently priced. So what we got here is only half of the amount of 1 millimeter thick, so really thin. It's really weird. 1 millimeter thick magnet times 20 times 40 millimeter. So you could use this in, for instance, a Rubenoid, but if you don't need like really high SPL, but you want to make a big Rubenoid because it goes lower than a small Rubenoid, then you could use like tinier magnets and still will be able to make one. And this, I think these were like 20 cents or something, 30 cents, I don't know, not much. A pole piece of a Rubenoid I was playing with. Ow! The glue is letting go. Oh, there's a needle inside the pole piece, that's good. Save that one. But as you can see, it's hard to see, but there are these magnets in between. And it's like a really long pole piece. But even this long pole piece, and I will zoom out, if they're stuck together, so Jesus Christ. Ah, there we go. This thing is quite long. And if you look at the metal, you would think it's quite sturdy. But it will bend. If you put these two together, the other one is here. I have to watch your fingers. If you put them together with a gap of 2 millimeters or something, they will attract to each other and it will bend this metal. I thought it would never happen with this tiny magnets, but it does. And I'll just stick them together so I can put them somewhere. But only on the ends, because otherwise I cannot get them apart anymore. Well, I can, but then you have to use screwdrivers and such. And then you're scared all the time that you will fuck up. So these are all the spacers that are in between these magnets. I always keep them, because every now and then I demolish a project, like these bars for instance, and I'll put them all back together in their package. So next time if you want to make something, you don't have to, well, search. Also ENS magnets, tiny magnets, 3 millimeters times 30, I think, yeah, 3 to 30, really tiny, but quite a lot of them. Wanted to make a planar. Oh yeah, that's also one thing. I tend to say planar, and someone said, dude, it's planar, and I was like, yeah, you are absolutely right, but it's somehow printed into my brain to do it wrong. But to make a planar or a ribbon. And I have some designs that are related to this one, but we'll see them somewhere along the way. These are same story, but then really nice length. These these are 50 millimeters long, and then 3 so 3 thick, 3 wide. These are pretty strong, and they're quite long. It's always difficult to find long, strong neodymiums. It's always blocks and stuff, but I don't need blocks. I need thin stuff. And I bought I don't know, 100 or something. I did use them, but there is no stock of these anymore. I tried to find, if I could find like a few hundred of these, then it would be interesting to make or build some stuff with it, and I could make maybe more of it and maybe sell it or whatever. But if they're not on stock, then you're pretty much, you know, if they're gone and not being made anymore, then you're pretty much fucked. So I just keep them around to, yeah, of course, do something with, but not something productive. This, what we got here is, I really have no clue. 4025, that would be weird. Oh yeah, okay. So 30 long and 3 thick and 4 wide. Is that what it says? No, it's a different package, but that's what it is. It was all in my quest to find long magnets. Here we got the ones I used in the Rubenoid a lot, also from ENS magnets. First I bought them from magnetic shop something. There are several of the same size, but they're really expensive. And this is I used in the Rubenoid, most of the Rubenoid builds. The pretty efficient ones, I use these. This is 2045 thick. And a lot of builds use double this size. So 40, 20, 10 or something. Sometimes even, not 20, I'm not sure, 10. But these have already like 11 kilos, I think, of pulling force. So the bigger ones have 22 or more. It's dangerous. These are already dangerous when you use several. So I never wanted to use twice the thickness of these magnets. Also, the efficiency is already quite high, so I really have no clue why I will put myself in danger just to add another 6 dB or something. But yeah, I've had these like a pretty long time, and every now and then you use them, and then I clean them up again and put them in the bag. There should be more, but I'm not sure where they are. Maybe in some old projects. I know there's a few hanging in my shed. Oh. Oh. This is yeah, these are some weird long magnets. They're a bitch to get out, so I'll leave them in. They're really strong as well. So that's my magnet collection, or at least the neodymium magnet collection. And I've seen a few hanging of these still somewhere, so I can maybe put them back. Magnets. Foils. So it seems it looks like foils. We adjust the light a little bit, or it's, well. Ah, okay. So this is aluminum polyester laminate, and I already cut it to size to put in the printer. So I print on the shiny side. If it's cleaned up, I'll print my well, the thing I want to make, to etch, and then oh, sorry. Yeah, and then etch it. So this is a container of, well, apparently several of these foils. No. And again more. I think they're all the same thickness. Not sure. Then we got some 10 micron aluminum on paper. I think Bensai sent me this once, really nice, from the DIY Audio, in the quest of finding thin aluminum foil. So that's really nice. This, yeah, if you want thin, this is some special mylar foil. In the, well, special, it is just mylar, but it's because it's 1 micron. So this is the thinnest mylar you can find. It makes a different noise as well. It's far more pleasant in sound. This is something you can notice already at between 3 micron and 6 micron as well. Less wrinkle noises. This is leftovers of, not sure why I keep this, leftovers of aluminum tape. It has a polyethylene backing. It's the stuff I used in the AMT etching video. This stuff. You can see a pattern of the printer still, I think. I'm gonna throw this away because I'm not sure why I have this. I got this in big sheets. This is, what is this? But okay. 1 micron, 5 micron. This is, oh yeah, this is the foil on paper. The other one was just foil, because 10 micron aluminum foils is difficult to find. And this is aluminum on paper. And this is what Bensai and Solwaga, not sure if I pronounced it right, probably not, but used, I think, at the first runs of making their AMT. Because they used the plotter, I think. And I use an etching method, so for me this is not useful. But for plotting, you can plot it and then just take away the pieces you don't need. But I'm not sure anymore what the thickness was of this of the foil itself. I should measure it. Some copper tape. I think I bought it in a hardware store. Then they sell it to wrap around pots in your garden, so snails won't eat your plant. So it's just copper tape, and as you can see, it's completely Chinesey, and everything is dirty and nasty about this roll. But at the hardware store just asks like €4 or something for this 5 meter of copper tape. Really expensive and bullshit. Oh, this is a part of my collection of wax. Sounds like I really collecting wax. Well, I am. It's in the bag, but this is actually what the printer poops out when you start it up. So, it has to be. It's on standby like always. So it's warm as well because it heats the crap up. I might have to spool it once in a while. But when it spools, so when you're gonna use it actually, or completely shut it off and then put it on, it will squirt out. Not this is I think from 2 times, but it will squirt out so many ink. Look at this, it's ridiculous in 2 times. So you have to keep it on standby. And these blocks are really expensive as well, so they're really yeah. That's the reason why I still have it. Normally you would throw it away, but something in my mind is saying just keep it. Maybe you for a change make a mold of the black, for instance, and just put in your old crap in there, and it's probably not the best way. It probably will degrade, so you might be able to do this once or maybe 2 times. But I don't really care. I mean, the printer is really old and it has some problems anyway, so I might just run it down and maybe ever buy a new one. Oh, yeah, I think I will if it breaks down, because it's really nice. So these are we've seen this bag before, but this, not sure what it's. Oh, this is a different color, and every color has its own form, so you can only push it in the right spot. Also funny, so you cannot put red into the black compartment. Also, if the size is not this size, the printer won't accept it. Not sure why it is in this foil bag, but I might throw it out so I can make a separate bag of inks. Then we got this roll, or thing. Yes. Also Bensai, again, he's a really nice guy. Really nice. He helped me a lot. This is again this laminate aluminum on polyester. This is before I got my own rolls in like huge quantities or big quantities. This he asked a sample somewhere, and he didn't use it. He sent me a small piece, and I used it to make some tests on the printer. And then I said, do you have any more, because it really is awesome stuff. And he sent me the rest of his sample. And at the same time I was of course looking around if I could find this on bulk for a decent price. And I found it, so that's the reason why this roll is almost untouched. But still, I'd like to thank him for being so kind. It's not, yeah, it's not all related to each other. I mean, the Mylar probably had to have a place, so I put it in here, but